Hey, I'm Fred.
And I'm Ed.
And this is Creator Generation.
Create a generation of hype.
All right, Fred, what is happening this week?
This week we're chatting with Laddi from the animation channel, Laddi.
I started kind of resenting YouTube in a way, because what started out as this thing that I wanted to do to get into animation became this thing of I'm only uploading so I can stay relevant for VidCon.
And just remember, if you want to hear the full version of this interview, you can find them on any good podcast platform like Apple or Spotify.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back to Creator Generation. We are joined by Laddi, I think.
Hi! I had my lamp turned off.
It wasn't me.
So I had to turn it back on. Sorry. Hi, I'm Laddi.
Oh, look, I'm happy to just keep rolling with that. That's brilliant. You've got technical.
So good.
issues
I
with
always.
over. Hey, speaking of things that I stuff up all the time, I stuff up introducing who our guests are and what they do. So can you maybe tell us who you are?
So hi, I'm Laddi. I do animations on YouTube.
And your channel's called Laddi.
That is my channel name, Laddi. Just a little fuzzball. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Oh, you can't see it if you're listening, but yeah.
You're a fuzzball?
Yeah, that's actually me. The me you saw earlier, me in the camera right now, it's not actually me inside. I'm just this little fuzzball with eyes and no arms.
Why no arms?
So the way my character got made is kind of a funny story, I guess. I have this high-pitched voice, and I was in a voice chat with a couple animator friends, and one of our friends was just drawing us based on how our voices sounded, and she drew me as a tumbleweed with legs and just these huge eyes just bugging out at you. And that just I just kind of adapted it as my character. Laddi has arms when she's got these buff arms. It's on my t-shirt. But that's the only time she just grows the arms just for a short time to beat someone up real quick. And it's good. It's really good.
It's a really fun way to come up with little character animations based on their voice. So let's go back to where did it all begin? Where
it all began in 2016, 2015. It was 2016. I had just finished high school, and I was taking a gap year because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I found out that I wanted to do animations, but I didn't really know how to start. So I was just on YouTube one day, and I came across, The Odd Ones Out, Jaden Animations, really big storytime animation YouTubers now. And I was like, well, I could do that. I could try that out. And so I made a little character with huge hair. And just the rest is history from there. Just started making videos.
And how did you develop that, your animation style? Have you always been creative and, liked animation, or is it something you sort of fell into?
I knew I wanted to do something art related with my life. I just didn't know exactly what until I just found that I could just be an animator, I guess. That could be cool. And yeah, I like animation. I like cartoons a lot. That's all I watch. So she's well, yeah, why not?
And did the process of learning animation, did you learn it specifically for YouTube in order to make your YouTube videos?
Yeah. During my gap year, I watched a video of the behind the scenes of this cartoon I really like. And it was just a really chill live stream of the storyboard artists. They're just vibing and drawing. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I could just chill with other artists as a job and make videos and animations and stuff. I'm that sounds great. So that's what made me want to start animation. And then but I learned animation because of YouTube. YouTube was going to be my way into learning how to animate and become an industry animator. I would really like that.
That learning process is quite a lot though, isn't it? When you first come to YouTube.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting. I remember having to watch a bunch of tutorials on YouTube because I had no idea how to animate. I think I did try animating a couple years before, but it was just 2 seconds of a stick figure walking on the screen, and it was really fast and ugly. And so I was like, that was hard. I'm not doing that again. And then I did it again later when I decided to officially animate. It was really interesting. I remember feeling so accomplished after finishing my first video. Like, it felt really good. It's really rewarding after you finish, because you're at it for so long, and then it's done, and it's like, yes. And then you have to start the next one. So
You've put a lot of effort into an animation. How did you get past that initial, like, slower growth? How do you inspire yourself to get to the next level?
So it was just me, and I was just like, oh, well, I'll just keep going at it and hope, something happens. And then, like, I was at another animator's, like, live stream, and I met a friend of mine in that live stream, just, like, in the comments. And we ended up, like, hanging out. We found this Discord group, and we both joined that, and then we just met a bunch of other, like, I started when I was 17, almost 18. We were trying to, like, find, because everyone in the, like, storytime community back then were, like, 13, 14, like, little babies. And, like, that was fine. That's good. That I'm really glad that, younger people getting into animation. But we were older, and we didn't really fit in with everyone else. So when we found each other on this live stream, and then we found each other on a Discord group. We all just found each other. We were all around the same age, 17, 18, 19. And we, like, just kind of created our own thing, and we grew together. We were, like, inspiring each other to, like, keep making videos and stuff. We made collaborations, and eventually our group, like, grew. We added more people into it, and then the community got huge. There's a lot of other, like, animators now. It's really awesome. That's when I met Maz later on. But I think what, like, kept me going for sure was finding other people, like-minded people who were, like, also trying to grow their channels too. Just finding people, just, like, growing with them. That's what kept me going, I think.
Do you think you would have done as well as you had if you hadn't met all those people?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. One of our friends, her name is Tabs. She's also an animator. Her channel, she was in our little small group that we had started, like, early on. Her channel just, like, exploded out of nowhere, and I had just done a collab with her, I think either right before or after her channel just, like, and that collab with her really, like, expanded my channel a lot. And then yeah, like, she gave me a big boost, just because we were just friends, and she was like, I want to do an April Fool's video where her voice is a lot deeper than mine. So she was like, I want you to voice for one of my videos. And I was like, oh, that'd be so funny. So that's where my, like, I think if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have had as much growth as I did at first.
And with that subscriber growth, obviously that fan base is now pretty big. How did you feel about that? Like, obviously you went from 0 fans, as everyone does have, to having over 100,000 subscribers. What does that feel like now? Do you feel like accomplishment, or do you just want more?
I want more. Only. No, it's surreal. I remember the first time I went to VidCon, I maybe had like 30,000, 40,000 subscribers. I was really small, and people would recognize all my friends, and that was really cool. They didn't recognize me until they heard me talk. Like I would hang out with Russian Maz a lot, and during the VidCon 2018, and like they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, are you the Amazing? Are you Rushlight Invader?" And then like they'd hear me talk, they're like, "Wait, you're Laddi," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's me." And I remember like that was crazy, because like we had like this huge animator meet and greet thing. We reserved a room, and the turnout was crazy. We ended up causing a fire hazard. Like over like 1,000 people were lined up for our little. We were expecting like maybe just a couple hundred like little tiny like meet and greet, but it was just a lot of people, and I was like, huh? we were signing stuff. We were in this room like with all these tables, and it turned from a meet and greet to like a signing pretty much. And that kind of sucked because we had less time with everybody. But like I remember like we had these little drawings of like signs that we made in case, because we're all animators. We don't reveal our faces a whole lot. So I had drawn my little Laddi like name tag on the table in front of me. And I remember like some girl, like she saw that and she's like, wait, you're Laddi. And she started crying. And I was like, what? Oh no, don't cry. That was very surreal because when you're doing YouTube, you just see the number and you can't really like fathom like how big 30,000 people actually is, you know? And then like you actually meet the people behind that number and it's just like, oh, whoa, like you're a real person and you actually watch my content. That's so weird.
So with, things like VidCon, you get to meet all those fans. And we always hear fans say the same thing, like how amazing it is to meet the creators, because I think the aspects around the YouTube are very different to other celebrities. So dealing with fame is quite a thing. And he said people suffer from like imposter syndrome, feeling like they don't deserve it, for example, and how you deal with that, plus the sometimes often very overwhelming reaction you get from your fans. So how do any of those things, can you relate to any of those things?
I'm not like super huge or anything, but I can definitely feel the imposter syndrome thing. Because I do college and YouTube, and so because of that, my schedule is not very like consistent, and so I upload like maybe twice or 3 times a year, and people make like it's a joke, ongoing joke, like, oh, Laddi never uploads, whatever. But so because I haven't like uploaded as much as like maybe all of my friends have, I definitely like I'll start to feel like, oh, they're doing so much for their channel, but I haven't been. So I'll start feeling like, oh, their channels, they deserve like these subscribers more than I do. I don't deserve my audience. It's terrible. Because I have a loyal fan base, like, because I don't upload, but whenever I do finally upload, like everyone comes back and I'm almost just like, oh, well, thanks. That's very it's very humbling. It can be, I had a burnout last month because of all the YouTube stuff. Because when I'm not working on like university stuff, I'm doing YouTube. So like throughout the semester, I only focus on university because I'm paying for college, so I should probably focus on that. Last summer it happened again. I came back from college, rushed out a video, went to VidCon, recorded a vlog, rushed out another video, went back to college, and it's really it really becomes draining, like doing like that. Like I started like kind of resenting YouTube in a way, because what started out as like this thing that I wanted to do to get into animation became this like thing of like I'm only uploading so I can stay relevant for VidCon and all that, and that's kind of lame. I didn't like that. So I took a mental break. I didn't really tell anybody I took a break, but I did. And I had a whole burnout last month. I couldn't do anything. I just watched anime all throughout June. But I feel like I really needed that though, that like just mental break period of like not even thinking about making a video, because now I've been making art, like personal art again. Like I'm slowly getting back into it, like with a fresh perspective. And I feel like YouTubers need to give themselves a break.
Yeah, it's a super important thing. People don't realize how much effort and how much of yourself goes into these videos, and you just need time to recharge, right?
For sure. Even and it's like it's important to like when you do decide to take that break, don't blame yourself for not working. Like it's really easy to be like, well, I'm not working right now, I'm not like uploading anything, I'm probably just lazy, or like, oh, I'm not working as hard as all my friends, oh, I'm not a real YouTuber or whatever. If you do that, you're not really taking a break. it doesn't help. I've taken breaks like that, and that didn't do anything. So just taking an actual, I took a month. I took a whole month. Like, take as long as you think you need. Don't even think about doing anything productive. Just kind of take a couple weeks.
I think, are there things that you got that are happening in the community? Like, I know VidCon's got VidCon now, and there's like an online version of it. Are there things like, are you spending more time on Discord or less time on online platforms to connect at the moment, that because you are so disconnected?
I think a lot of us have been I don't know, actually, I haven't seen as many people on Discord. I mean, I guess different friend groups have been on Discord, but I don't know. I think everyone's just handling it in their own way. A lot of people are just trying to focus on their content right now, which is fair, A lot of people have been streaming, a lot of live streaming right now. And we've been really stepping it up. Me, my friend Via Mazing, he was on, and my friend Rushlight Invader, we have our own podcast, and we've been really stepping it up for that. And we've been talking to a bunch of different people on that podcast, and that's been fun. We've been able to since we don't have to go to VidCon and stuff, we have more time to focus on the podcast and on our own channels. So I don't know, we're all just dealing with it.
Well, Anton, we have actually come to the end of our time.
Oh no.
Yeah, I guess pretty fast. And Ant, Ant always has one last question, which he always forgets, but I'll give him opportunity today to try and remember what he usually asks.
Oh, yeah?
Can we please speak to Buff Laddi?
I mean, yeah, okay. Let me go get Buff Laddi.
I'm scared. I'm a bit worried.
Oh God, just kidding. No, Buff Laddi doesn't have a different voice. It's just, hi guys, it's me, Buff Laddi. What did you want from me?
Go on, Ant. You asked for it now. God.
Well, it's like, what do you want from me? There's such an friendly tone there, but I'm just picturing massive, big arm Buff Laddi here. I just really wanted to know, Buff Laddi, what's your workout routine on those very, very impressive arms?
Okay, yeah. So you know how people do bench press and they sit on the bench and lift the barbells and stuff? I lift the benches that while people are sitting on the bench press.
Very impressive.
Yeah, at least 100 of those a day. Make sure you get the consent.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great.
And while we've got you, Buff Laddi, because I think you're the probably are the brains behind this whole operation. Just between you and me.
Yeah.
What would your advice be to aspiring YouTubers?
Yeah. Don't worry too much about the numbers. I know a lot of people will say that. And just make content that you like to make, because if you don't like making it, you're not going to like doing YouTube, and you're going to get discouraged whenever if you don't, a video doesn't do as well, or stuff like that. And also take a break.
That's brilliant advice. One other thing, at the very, very start, you told us this wonderful story about how the Laddi Furball Tumbleweed character was created. Now we've had a conversation for a little while. What would my character and Fred's characters, what would we look like?
Oh?
Is this based on our voice?
Based off our voices.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely one of you would be just a huge coffee mug. And then a hat. Just like a top hat. Yeah, fancy.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Ant is the coffee mug, and I'm the top hat, sophisticated. Ant's a little bit, utility based, a bit rotund.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
Everybody loves coffee.
Everybody does like a coffee mug, though. But they respect the top hat.
Well,
This has
Laddie,
been
thank
fun.
you so much for hanging out with us. It's been a heap of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This has been a really good time.
Can't wait to go get another coffee.
Yeah.
Created generation. Look on the mic.